What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some crazy battles submitted to the channel by fellow content creator Nerds Rising, who like myself just recently hit legend rank, so these battles are also going to be above 3000 elo, which is always great to see some spicy battles at such a high elo. He's going to be running a crazy double Shadow Fire team, where the aim is really just to get Typhlosion a shield advantage and let it melt everything in its path. If you do enjoy these battles, make sure you go subscribe to Nerds Rising's channel if you haven't done so already. Just a heads up by the way that this weekend on Sunday it will be Go Battle Day, meaning I'll be running the final Battle of Spice competition for this season, where you will be able to enter with a spicy team in both the Ultra League and the Sunshine Cup for your chance to be featured in either of those videos. So to find out more about that competition and to submit your entry, you can either go into the link in the description or look out for my community posts here on YouTube. With that being said, let's get into the question of the day. What is your favourite fire-type Pokemon to use in the Go Battle League? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, we lead Hisuian Electrode into Unreleased Stunfisk. Not the most comfortable matchup, even though we are a grass type, because they are triple resisting the Thunder Shock damage from our Electrode here. They go for a Mud Bomb, we're going to go for an Energy Ball, making sure we overfarm massively before throwing. And Energy Ball does connect, it does big damage, but we can't even go for a Wild Charge from this range as it is triple resisted. We do have to commit to a second Energy Ball here, so we go for it up against the Unreleased Stunfisk. The opponent does use a shield, and they are going to overfarm throwing just before we make it to a charge move here. We're going to let this move go through. Mud Bomb does take us out. We come in with our Shadow Typhlosion. They are already at another Mud Bomb, and I think at this point we just commit both shields and go for a full Incinerate farm down, and we do exactly that. We're going to come out with so much loaded energy. They go for Mud Bomb number 2. They grab our final shield, but they come in with a Trevenant. They're just fully sacrificing it here. We go for that Blast Burn. It takes out the Trevenant, and they've got a knocked out in the back, so we're going to go straight for another Blast Burn, grabbing the final shield from the opponent. We overfarm by 1 Incinerate, swapping into the Ninetales, and at this point we can tank any charge move here, and we should just be able to go straight for the Overheat up against the Noctowl, and this should be enough damage from this range to take out the Noctowl, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Vigoroth in the lead, gonna stay in initially. I think we'll probably have to swap out at some point as it is an ABB style team, but no, we're gonna go straight for the back-to-back wild charges here. First one grabs a shield, the second one will also land because the opponent does go for a CMP tie, which we win, and at this point we're happy to let the Electrode just go down. So Body Slam takes us out. We come in with our Typhlosion here. The opponent responds with a Pidgeot. We're going to go straight for that Blast Burn before they can debuff our attack. Blast Burn grabs the final shield from the opponent, and at this point it's very likely that they just go for a Feather Dance, which we will now be able to live, and we can go for the Blast Burn number 2. They've debuffed our attack, but Blast Burn will still do big damage, barely not enough to take them out, but we get the farm down anyways, and they do have a knocked out in the back, so pretty common team here. Vigoroth, Noctowl, and Pidgeot. We're going to shield the Sky Attack here. We've got to be wary of a potential catch. The opponent comes in with the Vigoroth. They now have enough energy for the Bulldoze, so we do correctly shield it up. We go for the full Fire Spin farm down and playing it safe, going for a Weather Ball first, as this will not debuff our attack, and we would be able to get to the Overheat as well, but the opponent does just concede the match. Into the next battle, we see Pidgeot in the lead, pretty good lead. The opponent responds with a Shadow Nidoqueen, and this is actually really tough for us. They are easily outpacing us for damage with the Poison Jabs. Poison Fang doesn't quite take us out though, so very good call there, knowing that we would live it, or at least guessing that we would, and we do grab a shield advantage. So now we're going to come in with our Shadow Ninetales here, and they will make it to another Poison Fang. Will we respect the damage here? We are going to shield it up. I think they might have had enough energy for the Earth Power there, but I wasn't counting, so let's see. We go for the Weather Ball, taking out the Nidoqueen, and we're going to swap instantly into Hisuian Electrode. They've got a Steelix in the back. This is going to be very close here. We're going to go straight for that Energy Ball. Energy Ball does land. It also gets the defense drop as well, and at this point I think if I was the opponent I wouldn't be shielding up the next charge move here, but we're going to go for the Energy Ball here. We really do want this shield from the Steelix, and we do grab the shield, which is huge for us. I think now we can let this go through and just fully Fire Spin farm them all the way down. And we are able to get the fire spin farm down, coming out with an overheat loaded, and this overheat from this range actually doesn't take out the Pidgeot. No, I thought that would be enough damage to take them out, but unfortunately it barely just didn't, and the opponent is able to take that game. But into the next battle, see another Pidgeot in the lead. This time, gonna go for a wild charge here before they can throw a feather dance, and at this point, we're kind of encouraging them to just go for that feather dance, which we know even with our debuff defense, we will still be able to live and make it to another wild charge into the Pidgeot here, which will still do big damage to the Pidgeot. And now we swap into Typhlosion, get the snipe with the incinerate damage. That's absolutely huge, and they are running an A style team with double flyers with the Pidgeot and Noctowl, so probably going to be a Vigoroth in the back, but let's see. We go for the incinerate farm down, and it's actually a Gliscor, so a triple flying team. What on earth? We're going to go for the Blast Burn here, grabbing the final shield from the opponent. We can just let this move go through, and once again come in with our Shadow Ninetales, go for the overheat, and we should be able to win this game. We actually swap out here, and the opponent goes for the farm down. I think that might be a mistake here, but I think we should be able to shield this up, go for a Weather Ball, and still take this game. Let's see, Weather Ball, will it be enough damage to take out the Gliscor from this range? Yes, it is, and we're able to also Fire Spin, farm down the Noctowl, and take that game. Into the next game, yet another Noctowl in the lead. The opponent swaps into Vigoroth. We're going to go for a Wild Charge and then very likely swap into our Ninetales here. We go for the Wild Charge and then we do exactly that, grabbing an early shield. This could be a Bulldoze, I think, at this point, but we're going to call a Body Slam bait, and it is the Body Slam. They will now make it to a second Body Slam in this matchup, but that's fine. We're going to shield it up, go for one Fire Spin, throwing on the correct timing here, going for a Weather Ball. It doesn't actually do enough damage to take them out, so we have to go for a second Weather Ball if we want to maintain alignment here, and the opponent does just let it go through. We can now come back in with the Electrode here, and I think we will let this move go through, and we should be able to go for a Wild Charge, but they probably swap out, and they do swap into a Double. Once again, just going to go for this Wild Charge here, and this will do big damage. It might put them into range where we can shield once and Incinerate farm them all the way down. Let's see. The opponent going to go for a charge move. They go for the Body Slam. They will make it to a Body Slam number 2, but no, the Incinerate damage actually took them out there, meaning all of that energy went to waste, which is huge for us, because now we've got the back-to-back Blast Burns. The first one gets shielded, the second one takes out the Noctowl, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. Bit of a tricky one here. We are going to stay in initially. Okay, we're going to go for a Energy Ball on the CMP tie with the potential Earthquake. The opponent actually uses a shield, so we're just going to let this move go through and then probably swap out into our Ninetales, and no, we actually swap into Typhlosion. We've got that shield advantage, and now this is where Shadow Typhlosion really does shine. Obviously going to have to use the shield straight away, but they come in with a Pidgeot. We can go for the Blast Burn, and Blast Burn does grab the final shield from the opponent. We still make it to Blast Burn number 2 in time, and this will be enough to one-shot the Pidgeot, and let's see what the opponent wants to do now. Gonna wait out the switch clock here and then swap into their Noctowl, and they will barely outpace us to the charge move here. We're happy to let Typhlosion go down. Sky Attack does take us out. We come in with the Electrode here, have to be wary of a catch. The opponent doesn't make that catch. We can go for the Wild Charge, and Wild Charge takes out the Noctowl. We come in with the Ninetales. They won't make it to back-to-back charge moves, and even then they need a Earthquake to take us out. So we go for the Weather Ball, taking out the Stunfisk, and we take that game. Into the next battle, another Noctowl in the lead, another Vigoroth save swap. There's not an awful lot of variety in this meta, to be completely frank, but we go for a Wild Charge, and now we swap into the Ninetales, playing it out exactly the same as we did the last time we saw this matchup. They go for a Body Slam, once again going for that bait, and once again going for one more counter, going for a Body Slam. This might even be the same battle for all we know. It's playing out exactly the same this time around. We go for the Weather Ball, they let it go through, and once again we have to go for another Weather Ball to take out this Vigoroth here. The opponent lets it go through, so it played it out exactly the same. This must be the same battle, right? We're going to let this move go through, and Let's see, Sky Attack, are they going to swap out straight away? It's actually a different battle. Wow, okay. They just played out exactly the same for like the first 2 minutes of this battle, which is kind of crazy. But here we're going to come in with our Typhlosion. The opponent throws that good timing there, and they go for a Night Slash. And now we're going to go for a Blast Burn straight away. And this Blast Burn will be taking out the Obstagoon. And now here, can we get to the Blast Burn number 2? Yes, we can. And how much damage does it do to Noctowl? It one-shots the Noctowl once again, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see a Shadow Giraffe Rig. Major props to this trainer because that is one of my favorite Pokemon. Because I do have a 100% IV Shadow Giraffe Rig for the Ultra League. The opponent going to go for a Psychic Fang straight away. Of course, we can live that. We're going to go for a Wild Charge here just before they make it to Psychic Fangs number 2. This will grab a shield. The opponent goes for that extra double kick, meaning we get to a second Wild Charge in time, grabbing both shields from the opponent, and they bank their energy, swapping into a Vigoroth. But we already made it to the Blast Burn, and Blast Burn one-shots the Vigoroth. Insane damage from the Typhlosion. I think at this point we just save our shields for the Ninetales. They clearly don't have a great response to fire types. They do unfortunately take us out here, but let's see what we do now. Gonna wait out the Switch Lock here, coming in with our Ninetales. We are going to let the next Psychic Fangs go through, and we should be able to make it to a Charge Move here, but they do make it to yet another Psychic Fangs. This Psychic Fang spam is absolutely real. We go for the Farm Down, they come in with a Wigglytuff. We're gonna go straight for that Overheat. Overheat nearly one-shots them. We swap into the Hisuian Electrode. The opponent concedes the match there, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see a Vigoroth in the lead. Gonna stay in initially, might play this out exactly the same as last time. The opponent throws just before we make it to back-to-back Wild Charges. They go for a Body Slam here. We can now go for the Wild Charge, and we should be able to get off a second Wild Charge, winning a CMP tie with this Vigoroth once again, and this will be grabbing a shield. No, they just let it go down. They come in with a Noctowl here. We swap into our Ninetales, and let's see, gonna let the move go through. Just going to be a Sky Attack, so we do live that quite comfortably. We can now go for a Weather Ball or an Overheat. I didn't see which one it was. We go for the Overheat, and the opponent does actually respect the damage. I don't think we would have made it to Overheat number 2, so we go for the Weather Ball, but they can comfortably tank this now, which is unfortunate. We come in with the Electrode. The opponent comes in with a Gust Noctowl. I think this might be a mistake here, as they allow us to get to a Wild Charge, grabbing the final shield, and you guys already know that Typhlosion with shields down is absolutely devastating. They are very likely to go for a Feather Dance here, but it does not matter. We're going to farm to 100 energy, and even with the debuff, I think Blast Burn from this range still takes out the Pidgeot. We're going to go straight for Blast Burn number 2 up against the Noctowl, and that also takes out the Noctowl, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, another Vigoroth in the lead. I do apologize for the really boring opponents that Nerds Rising is facing in this battle, but there's not a lot he can do about that. We're going to go for the back-to-back Wild Charges once again, and this first one will put them very low. We go for the second Wild Charge here, and for once the opponent isn't going for the CMP tie. They know they have to shield that and then go for a full farm down, so I am very good at talking today, so preventing the farm down, we swap into our Typhlosion, and we do make it to a Blast Burn up against the Noctowl, grabbing the final shield from the opponent, and at this point, we're going to shield up. We know we will be able to make it to Blast Burn number 2 and take out the Noctowl. Going to go for it straight away here, no messing around, and Blast Burn will be enough to take out the Noctowl. They come back in with the Vigoroth, they get farmed down, and then they concede the match there. And into, I think, the final battle. If it's not Vigoroth in the lead, then it's going to be Noctowl. They swap into Vigoroth. Oh my gosh. Opponents, like, where's your creativity, man? We go for the Wild Charge, grabbing a shield from the opponent. And I also saw, like, people who've made videos in this cup already complaining about how this cup is just so boring. Lots of Vigoroth mirror matches, Noctowl mirror matches. Just don't play those Pokemon if you're bored of the mirror matches like that. We go for the Weather Ball, and this will be grabbing a shield from the opponent there, and we still make it to weather ball number 2, and this won't be enough to take them out, I don't believe, and it doesn't, unfortunately. They do farm us down, but I think this is in range where we come in with our Electrode. Actually gonna go for a Thundershock farm down, hopefully get the farm down before they make it to a second body slam, but no, actually we snipe with the Typhlosion, and they've got the Noctowl here coming in straight away. We're gonna overfarm, going for the Blast Burn before this opponent does throw their energy. Blast Burn barely doesn't take them out, but we do get the Incinerate through, and that will be enough to take them out. And now, what do they have in the bag? They have got a Galarian Stunfisk. This Blast Burn is easily going to be enough to one-shot the Stunfisk, and we take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And as for my response, I'm going to go with Salazzle. I just love using it so much. It's still such a massive shame that it is so rare to obtain, but that is going to be my answer anyways. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.